Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Caden Zhang, and I am this year's ASB President. Please rise and join with me as we begin our graduation with the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming.
Please remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, Chamber Choir seniors. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jeffy Esparza Hickman, and I am the Superintendent Principal at University High School, and I am so excited to welcome you all to the 2023 graduation ceremony. Before we get started, let me take a moment to introduce to you some people that are here and that have helped us put on this graduation. You've heard our wonderful jazz band performing before graduation, and weren't they nice? Thank you also to Dr. Cornelison. We have a terrific faculty and staff who are here tonight. Some are on stage, and others are over in the front row. I would like to acknowledge them. And of course, we have our wonderful counselors helping me with the seniors, Mrs. Bird and Mrs. Fernandez. We have our vice principal, Mr. Morgan. He is running the ceremony in the back there, Mr. Morgan. And I would be remiss not to acknowledge Mr. Bensley and Mrs. Hayden for setting up this entire venue, so thank you to them. And please join me in thanking Mr. Michael Bird. He is recording this ceremony, so you can catch it on our YouTube channel next week. I'd like to introduce our board member that is with us here today, Dr. Dominic Dizon. And Dr. Raji Amarinsinghe joined us too. We do have our faculty department chairs on the stage with us too. Please rise and we'll save our applause until all 7 of them have been introduced. Our Music and Performing Arts Department Chair, Gerard Jones. Social Science, Mr. Sean Canfield. English, Mrs. Shauna Hill. Science, Mrs. Brenda Royce. Mathematics, Mrs. Michelle Hayden. Latin, Mrs. Elizabeth Downer. And Physical Education, Mr. Garrett Bensley. Thank you. You may be seated. So let's get this party started. It's time to hear from our graduates who are always so eloquent and well-spoken, so much better than me. Our first class speaker today is Kevin Wu, followed by a musical performance. Kevin, come on up.
Can you guys hear me? We're good? All right. Thank you to insert name for the, wait. Thank you to Ms. Hickman for the introduction. We're off to a good start here. Faculty, staff, friends, family, distinguished graduates of 2023, undistinguished graduates of 2023 who might be sitting here as well, just kidding. It is an honor to have this opportunity, and I'm excited to speak to you today. Now, I want to begin with a few words of gratitude. To teachers and staff, I know that this is just one of the many cycles you've witnessed. You know, the all too familiar turn of the tassel as another bunch of baby birds are mercilessly thrown out of the nest to fly. To you, we are just another graduating class. But I hope you recognize that from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for guiding us, for teaching us, for maintaining order in the office, for keeping this campus clean, for making it possible for us to be here. Again, thank you all. And to the parents here, your child is graduating. I mean, it doesn't feel too long ago when you sent them to their first day of high school. They grow up so fast, am I right? Just to clarify, I'm not a parent. Okay. You sent them to not just a school, but a second home. Thank you for allowing or forcing them to be part of this community. Again, thank you all. Now, class of 2023, we made it. 4 years of peak character development, plot arcs, good and bad, changes, some big and some small, all leading up to this moment. You know, I've been told by Mr. Bensley that this speech is supposed to reminisce about the past and look forward into the future. And I was informed of this honor about 5 weeks ago, so I've had plenty of time to review and correct and finalize this speech. Graduation speech is, pretty important. So as I was typing it out at my desk last night, I realized that I didn't know what to say or what could have been said. It was a real challenge. But what do we UHS students do? when pushed to our limits in the face of great adversity, we give up and we cry. I went to my brother's room, he's a freshman, by the way, and just collapsed onto his bed. He asked if I was okay. I told him that it's starting to hit, that I'm graduating soon, and I can't process the idea of leaving. And after a brief silence, he said, "I will miss you guys." Of course, I gave him a confused expression and asked him why, and he said it was because we were mature, yet fun to be around. And that was the first time I heard we were mature. Well, I continued rambling about senioritis, graduation, the woes of life, while he played games on his computer. Then he said one thing that stood out to me. That's way in the future for me. How intriguing. You know, it doesn't seem too long ago when we were a crowd of beady-eyed incoming freshmen boarding a giant spaceship that we would call our home for the next 4 years. And granted, that group has dwindled a bit. Some people have left, but others have joined us in the last 2 years, namely Quinn and Ryan Arik. But it's incredible how time passes. You know, one moment we're on the campus tour, scrambling after the heels of our peer mentors like young fledglings. And the next day, we're here, walking across the stage, graduating with our diplomas, and soon we will be taking flight into everything the future has to offer. Specifically frats, sororities, and ragers. A lot will change, class of 23. A lot will change. I think about our high school reunion, all the catching up stories that will be shared, and how everyone will have moved on. Imagine it. The students 10 years in the future will be cramming for Bilal's physics final. Children will be watching a movie drawn by Francis and directed by Emily. Meanwhile, Jordan will have refined his bartending skills and is putting it to good use. Isaac will have spiritually and religiously evolved by then and will show up to the reunion strutting on his hands. Not to mention, Joby won't even be there because he'd be in the hospital after giving squirrels a second chance. I'm sorry, that was me. I should stop picking on students. Janelle will be selling drugs. In a pharmacy, guys. And Andrew will be selling drugs. Senior year is widely... I'm kidding, Andrew, I'm kidding. Senior year is widely regarded as the best of the 4 years, especially in the second semester when the hailing storm of college apps has passed, leaving in its wake sunlight, rainbows, and, as crazy as it sounds, time for yourself. But I argue that this final semester is actually the worst. I mean, there are quite a few things that gave us a hard time this year. College applications, musicianship, exams, Mr. Roberts' reading quizzes. But the most painful aspect is the inescapable reality that these past few years and everything we've built within that time span are all coming to a close. In 2019, the first days of high school, I went after school to get boba with Lauren, Sienna, and Lewis. That was my first time I've gone anywhere with friends. I was awkward, but I was happy. The first time. And in my mind, I bookmarked the first moments of everything. The first step I took onto this campus, the first lunch with my friends, the first time learning the alma mater. Inevitably though, for every beginning there is an end. And as we rapidly approach the resolution of this phase, realizing that there isn't much time left, this age-old concept of beginnings and ends slowly sinks in. And we start to notice the last of the seemingly mundane. The last hour of class, lunch together, last time seeing the alma mater, even just being together. And at the end of each day, you wave goodbye to your friends, and you begin to wonder how many goodbyes are left. how many shared laughs. You start counting down the number of hugs. We don't really consider the end of the journey until it is right in front, staring us squarely in the face. And some of your close friends who you feel like you'd be with for a long time back when you were freshmen are just moments away from parting. It's exhilarating, but sorrowful how these years, like wind, flew by swiftly. So swiftly that we are left blankly staring at an empty campus glowing in the sunset. You know, there is a phrase that Mr. Jones would say at the end of every class. Sadly, our time together is too short. And he was right. It really has been too short of a journey. And I wish that somehow more time can be added or that the remaining days would slow down. I think the meaning of those words have never set until now. And it's real, and it hurts. And I dread the day that this community separates. When the seniors won Phoenix Bowl, students, proudly donning the color yellow, ran around screaming that we won the Phoenix Bowl. We won. Not just the team, but all of us. I think it was then that I realized that I've been part of more than just a circle of peers. I've been part of a family that I don't want to leave. We have always been a family, but I'm just starting to feel it here. I mean here. And I wish that it didn't take so long for me to realize that. I guess you don't really notice what you have until you lose it. Goodbyes are really hard. And to think that we are nearing the end of it all. Time flies. And you don't know it's passing until it has already passed. But that's how you know that it's been meaningful. Now I want to share with you all a quote. The bad news is time flies. The good news is you're the pilot. Those words were spoken by Michael Altschuler. And if you don't know who that is, that's okay because I don't either. But you're the pilot of time. It will fly regardless, but it's up to you how to handle it. So, in the remaining time that we have here, let's appreciate every single moment. Not just the big ones like electives and grad bash, but also everything in between. The quieter side of life where we sit with our friends, listen to their laughter, see their smiles, and feel warm, wholehearted gratitude that they are in our lives. Class of 2023, it has been an honor. Truly, it has. Thank you for making goodbyes painful. And if you're eager to be done with high school and leave it all behind, remember that part of you will always be a phoenix. So as you prepare your departure from this spaceship, remember these faces, cherish your memories, and take flight. Now, I'd like to welcome a beautiful, beautiful man, Gavin Flores. Gavin Flores to the stage, where he will be gracing our ears with a sexy saxophone solo. Please invite Gavin.
Wasn't that fabulous? Let's give him another round of applause. And now for our second class speaker, our ASB president, Caden Zhang.
These tissues are for the $20 bet that I made my friend that I would not cry, which will also be the start of my financial downfall, I guess. Hi, everyone. Thank you all for having me. Today, I've brought just two things. First, I have some stories from our time here at UHS, and second is a lesson. Often, the most important parts of a story are the names. When someone says, R loves J, it's important to specify Romeo loves Juliet, not Roberts loves Jiraki. That's because context is very important. And so, let me tell you the context behind my class. Today, there are 114 students graduating in the class of 2023. We began with 135, but a good story is never perfect. We come from over 19 cities, with some commuting from Kerman and some from Sanger. Every exhausting morning, we've shown up together and, one by one, have shared over 724 days, within which we've had some pretty incredible stories. We began our high school experience with a lip dub, which was, in my opinion, a terrifying experience because for some reason, all the seniors in the class of 2020 looked like they had a family and 2 kids already. We had our very first formal with the Enchanted Garden theme, and at Phoenix Bowl, we got 1 point the whole tournament. Best of all, we had a Visco day, and when nearly all the girls dressed up as e-girls with their scrunchies and hydros, and the boys as e-boys with their scrunchies and hydros, that's when I realized these would be the 4 weirdest years of my life. To be fair, I wasn't wrong because that March, we went in a COVID for 2 weeks, and during that time, Jackson, Mohammed, Ben, Isa, and I held 50 study sessions with an average attendance of 7 people. Mohammed yelled at us every day to look at his UHS Class of 2023 Class Officer Master Propositions Calendar 2020-2021 School Year Officers Edition Google Doc. Cushy lost every game of Among Us, and Billy started Quiz Bowl as we were all trauma bonding through world history. And then one day, we each opened our door to a teacher holding a succulent for us. And I didn't, but had I opened the door to Mr. Canfield, I probably would have freaked out that Kronk was standing at my doorstep. And then last year, we came back together, but it was a bit different. For the class of 2022, it was all about, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22, which is wonderful, but for us, we're the class of 2023, wanting to flee. And usually that's not something you acknowledge, but when we left for COVID as freshmen, we were 14 years old, and then we were dropped right back off in the most difficult academic year of UHS. So I say this because I'm incredibly proud of all the growth that happened that we could not see. Suddenly, we got to watch Neray, David, Emma and Josh wow us with their concertos. Eva went to the International Science and Engineering Fair, and Mia became a National Merit Scholar finalist. And then the last thing we did was bid farewell to the class of 2022. And all of a sudden, we were the seniors on campus, the ones who became the older siblings to the new freshmen on campus, even if we didn't actually have a freshman sibling. And as the first semester came to a close, we each hit submit on our final college application and sat back with a sigh of relief. And for me, last Christmas was the first Christmas in 6 years that it felt like we were back in elementary school, the days before winter break when we'd sit on a checkered colored carpet with hot cocoa and watch Polar Express. And then suddenly, we were standing up for Mr. Roberson and Dr. C and Dr. Moore at our final concerts. Suddenly, we checked Power School as the final grades in each class slowly started coming in. And we realized when Mr. Roberts said the iron gates come down, he really meant we can't go back anymore. Because for us, over the past 4 years, from Kerman and from Sanger and from 19 other cities, our class of 114 have all kept coming for this day. And that's because it's also been the most fun, rewarding, and most importantly, enlightening 4 years of our lives. And so, with all those stories being told, I'd like to leave off with one lesson. About 1 in 20 of us here will live to 100. Let's assume you're one of the lucky ones, which means you had 5,200 weeks at your disposal when you were born. You spend the first 600 weeks of your life being a kid, and the next 400 being a teenager. Today, over 900 weeks have passed. If you've been working or begin to work, the serious side of life begins earlier. People tend to work until the age of 65, which means that we'll spend at least 2,000 weeks of our life with serious adult work, hopefully in a job that makes us feel good or one that makes the world better. This is the time when we might have kids and travel a bit and climb the career ladder. And we'll grow from young to middle-aged to old, not old, but the young old of our 60s. But every day, the universe rolls a bunch of dice for each of us, and the older you get, the more dice are rolled for you. And usually when we're swimming through the ocean of our life, we do not think about all of this, and that is fine. Life is engaging enough by itself. But thinking about it from time to time is helpful in refocusing on what you want to do, and to remind you that if you don't use your time today, you might not get a chance to use it tomorrow. This, for me and for billions of others, became painfully obvious during the pandemic. Spending time together became limited and precious. But actually, the time you have with the people you love is already precious. People like your parents. As a child, you spend basically every day with them. Your time spent together begins to decline as you transition and become a teenager and fight to develop your own identity. But you probably still see them regularly, which changes as you enter your 20s, when most of us will move out. If you make an effort to be with your parents for 2 full weeks each year for the rest of your lives, you still have already spent more than 90% of the time that you will ever spend with them, even if they grow pretty old. So in all likelihood, the vast majority of time you will ever spend with your parents has passed. The same holds true for your siblings or old friends. We are at the tail end of the time with some of the most important people in our lives. One day, we will see them for the last time. The concept of doing something for the last time feels eerie, like something that you should only experience when you are on death row or extremely old. But it happens all the time. today might be the last day that some of us see each other. And so, it is never a bad time to reach out to a friend or a potential friend and let them know that you are looking forward to hanging out. Come out of your rooms, be with your parents, your siblings, your friends, and most of all, remember to say thank you. And so, thank you to all the teachers who have raised us not just intellectually, but to be good people. Thank you to Mrs. Fernandez and Mrs. Bird for always having your doors open, giving tissues when times were tough, and hugs to celebrate the good ones. Thank you to the office staff and admin from telling us to opt out, to running the school, to snitching on us when we're absent. And thank you to Mr. Bird for running wires with his teeth and keeping the school going from his tiny coding closet. And most of all, thank you to the class of 2023. I'm so thankful I've been able to grow up with you guys, and especially here at UHS. And so, that's it for today. Take care, everyone. And remember, we are UHS.
Thanks, Caden. I've been struggling all week. As you have seen with the speeches and the performances today, the students in the class of 2023 have accomplished many things. I want to introduce to you some of these seniors today. The first group I want to introduce are the California Scholarship Federation Life members. These students are distinguished by the gold cords they have around their neck, which they have earned by being CSF members at least 4 of the last 6 semesters, a membership which required the students to maintain a high grade point average. You can see the names of these students in your program with a bold dot next to their names. CSF recipients, there are 47 of them in our senior class. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. As you can see from the many students who are CSF Life members, academic achievement is something which our students aspire. In a traditional grading system, students who received grades of A would have a grade point average of 4.0. But because students give extra weight to advanced placement classes or college classes that students take while in high school, students can earn a GPA that is higher than 4.0. In the UHS graduating class of 2023, there are 63 of the 114 graduates, that's 55%, who have earned this distinction. Now let me remind you of all about the rigor that University High and the accolades the school has earned in the past year, just to help put this into perspective for you, about the difficulty of maintaining a 4.0 grade point average at this school. Students at UHS are required to take a minimum of 7 college courses, with many taking more than that. They're also required to take a minimum of 4 advanced placement classes of the 9 that we offer. For over a decade, University High School has been consistently ranked as a high-performing charter high school by U.S. News and World Report, as well as by the Washington Post. So it is truly astounding that 63 students, more than half of the senior class, has a cumulative grade point average of more than 4.0. As an added bonus for these students, I have applied for the President's Education Award on their behalf. These students received a certificate of recognition for outstanding academic achievement signed by the United States Secretary of Education, Dr. Miguel Cardona, and President Joseph Biden. I will now proudly introduce to you these students who have earned this award and their distinction over their 4 years at University High School. Students, please rise as I call your name, and you can remain standing. And parents, please hold your applause until I've read these 63 names. I'm going to do my best with these names. Javier Adonzo, Mohammed Al-Saber, Annika, Ananon, Raha, Azam, Saba, Azam, Nare, Azizian, Amaldeep, Bawa, Caitlin, Callahan, Ben, Cedarloff, Aisley, Chavez, Olivia, Dansby, Marianne, Dizon, Ethan, Downer, Emily, Elizondo, Nikki, Empis, Ava, Esselman, Asa, Fosnot, Gavin, Flores, Claire, Freeman, Emma, Gomez, Amy, Gong, Jackson, Grander, Alex, Deep, Gruwal, Sophia, Guzman, Mary, Louise, Dominique, Hadridrol, Aubrey Hill, Angelina Johnson, Blue, Kalmbach, Bilal, Cow, Braden, Keller, Kushleen, Kak, Alam, Kara, Lauren, Monzon Kong, Soraya, Ledesma, Callie, Limdrin, William, Magulis, Koirun, Manucharian, Sierra, McCloskey, Francis, Lay, Medina, Isa, Eunice, Samunovich, Amy, Murphy, Isabel, Ong, Ryan, Orique, Minjun, David, Pack, Malika, Piri, Emma, Prescott, Sky, Romo, Victoria, Ruiz, Shirley, Rylander, Josh, Takeuchi, Ryan, Tita Piwata Nakun, Annika Torres, Nafanua, Tui Savalalo, Kevin Wong, Cameron Warmerdam, William Wilson, Quinn Weimer, Kevin Wu, Hadat Yigsaw, Ryan Yulangshu, Helena Zubach. Let's give them all a big hand. You may be seated. And you may have noticed there were two that were not mentioned. The students with the two highest GPAs are the salutatorian and the valedictorian. And students, when I call your name, come forward. With a GPA of 4.398, and you may think that sounds low, but it is because of the way that we do things here at UHS. Heading to UCLA next fall, our salutatorian is Mia Euler. Come on up, Mia. And our valedictorian with a GPA of 4.4467, and for the second year in a row, our valedictorian is heading to Harvard. Please congratulate Caden Zhang. Come on up. These next awards are sponsored by Phoenix Alliance and will be presented by our very involved parent that is our outgoing Phoenix Alliance president, Mrs. Barbara Rogers. Please come on up to the stage. Mrs. Rogers has dedicated countless hours, endless ideas, and her just vivacious spirit, and for that we are forever grateful. So a small token of gratitude given to Mrs. Rogers for being our Phoenix Alliance president for the past 2 years. So we are very, very thankful to her for all of her hard work. While UHS values grades and academics, we also value student leadership and community service. These awards were voted on by the senior class. The Outstanding Leadership Award is given to a student who has demonstrated outstanding leadership not only to the class of 2023, but to the entire school. This year's recipient of Outstanding Leadership is Kaden Zhang. Our Outstanding Service Award is named after the man who set the standard for community service at this university and was one of the early supporters of University High School, the former president of Fresno State, Dr. John D. Welty. This year, the John D. Welty Award for Outstanding Service, given to a student for her community service for the past 4 years, as voted on by the senior class, with over 950 hours of serving her community, is Amy Gong. Thank you, Barbara. In 2010, we had a dedication ceremony with our new school building, and we dedicated our building to President Welty, whom you've already heard about, but also to Dr. Luis Costa. Dr. Costa was the Dean of the College of Arts and Humanities and was the person who pushed for the creation of University High School. The Luis Costa Award is given in his honor and is given to an outstanding musical student who will be attending Fresno State. To present this honor to the recipient, please welcome our Director of Instrumental Music, Dr. Randall Cornelison. This year's recipient is a very talented musician. This person is in our wind ensemble, jazz band, chamber choir, the acapellas, and last year played the character of the wolf in the school musical Intro Into the Woods. He is going to Fresno State as a double major in music education and jazz performance. Who other but the very talented Gavin Flores. Now, before we have our next musical performance, I want to take this time to recognize a very special educator. We have one of our teachers that has been with us almost since the very beginning. She has decided to finish her teaching career and stay at home and help her husband's business. Thankfully, she'll still be connected to UHS as we have recruited her to be a substitute teacher. So I'm going to ask Mrs. Shauna Hill to stand up here next to me. So this plaque has a University High School emblem of the phoenix on it, and it was carved from the same steel that our building was made of. Oh, here they come. To say that we are indebted. Oh, great. As her service as an educator is an understatement. I'll just say that we love you and thank you for your service. Just wait, it's going to get worse. All right. In keeping with the musical history and tradition of University High, I'm excited to introduce to you the very talented senior choral members to you. We'll have 20 of them squeeze up here on the stage, and they will sing I Will Sing You the Stars with solos by Ryan Orrique and Chloe May Tabor. So take it away, Chamber Choir.
There are races you must run. You will fall, you will rise, you will soar through the skies. A new day has just begun. And when darkness closes around you, I will send my love to surround you. I will
Once again, I'm so thankful to be here today as the superintendent principal of this wonderful school. We have come so far in the past few years, specifically since these seniors were in the 9th grade and had to suddenly end their freshman year in front of a computer and with online lessons. I'm so very proud of all of the students of University High School, but so much so of these group of seniors sitting to my right. They have weathered so much and have come out on top, still smiling, still hoping, and still looking forward. You heard from both Kevin and Caden in their speeches about the effect of COVID and also about the effect of and the concept of time. They understand that time can be fleeting and how important it is to spend your moments wisely. Many months ago, I met with the 2023 senior class officers to talk with them to learn more about their classmates. I told them that since they had spent the last few months of their freshman year and most of their sophomore year online, and then a lot of their junior year wearing masks, I felt like I did not know this class of seniors as well as I would like. One of the first things that they mentioned was that due to the pandemic and online instruction, they were forced to live with themselves, and that caused them to do a lot of self-reflection and self-discovery. They also described themselves as very non-competitive. Wait, non-competitive at UHS? Is that even possible? I asked myself. Isn't that an oxymoron? Anyways, they characterized themselves as quiet, non-problematic, non-dramatic, and extremely chill. This class appreciates the connections and relationships they have with their teachers. Last month, as we listened to the students audition to be the graduation speaker and hear all of their speeches, every one of them referenced their teachers. They love their teachers. They love the quirky, upbeat attitude of Dr. Jiraki. They love that Mr. Roberts makes them laugh with his odd musings. They love that they have the coolest stats teacher in Mr. Murillo that DJs their dances for them. They think it's cool that Mr. Canfield loves Academic more than life itself. They appreciate that Mrs. Downer and Mrs. Ibrahim taught them how to love Latin, a dead language. They learned to love the pain of a workout from Mr. Hagan. And every one of them love Mr. Jones and his famous line of, "Sadly, our time together is too short." But perhaps because this group of seniors is so low-key and laid back, you may not know these things about them. And if you were at Baccalaureate, you heard some of the things last night because I had shared these stats with our county superintendent. As juniors with state testing, they tested at 97% met and exceeded with English, which was 12th in the state and 1st in the Central Valley. 84% met and exceeded in math, which was 12th in the state and 1st in the Central Valley, and 92% met and exceeded in science and also 1st in the Central Valley. There's going to be a lot of clapping here. Our academic decathlon team received 1st place in the county, 1st place in the state competition, and we recently learned that we won the virtual national small school championship for the 15th time in 23 years. Our Science Olympiad team took 12th place, and you may think 12th, but in all of California, in the Northern California regionals, the highest we have ever placed, beating out every other Central Valley high school, including Clovis North, I'll just add. We have a senior, Ava Chen. Ava, can you stand up, please? I don't even want to tell you what this girl has gone through. She just got home from Dallas like an hour ago, right? She was competing at the International Science Fair this week. She placed 4th, not in the state, not in the nation, internationally in the biochemistry division. Now, I want to read this so I make sure I get it correctly. Her project was about the extracts of indigenous Central Valley plants that may inhibit prostate cancer cell proliferation. So we may very well have the cure for cancer sitting right here. Thank you, Eva. Thank you. Speech and debate took 18 students to the state tournament, the largest group in many years. Senior Mary Hadjarul made it to the semifinal rounds, and senior Kaden Zhang will be going to the national competition this summer. Our math team competed in the small school division at Fresno State Math Day competition, and they received first place. We have 17 seniors that received the State Seal of Biliteracy, which means that they took 4 semesters of college foreign language, the equivalent of 4 years of high school foreign language. They received high scores on state testing and had high GPAs. This award takes commitment and hard work, and these students are designated in your program with a cursive B next to their name. So with these 17 seniors, please stand so that we could recognize you. Thank you. You may be seated. 78 students from all different grade levels received placement in various state honor music ensembles, and this is also one of the largest number of students that we have received recognition in a long time. Great for them. We have 84 seniors that received the Golden State Seal Merit Diploma. That is 74% of this senior class, and since I've been at UHS for 11 years, that is the largest number. To receive the award, the students must have received 89%, so it's considered a B+ or better in 6 semester grades from the 4 core areas, or receive passing grades on AP tests or state testing. This is also very rigorous, very prestigious. They get a special stamp that goes on their diploma, as do the biliteracy students. And since I've been here, this is the largest number. Their names are also designated in your program with a star. So with those 84 seniors, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. And lastly, besides our local community colleges, and I know this is in your program, but I'm just so proud of them. Besides our local community colleges, Fresno State and the Smith Camp Family Honors Program, we have seniors from this class that have been accepted into other CSU campuses, as well as 8 of the 9 University of California campuses. We also have some of our graduates. I'm just going to read some of them. University of Michigan, Texas A&M, UPenn, Harvey Med, St. Mary's, Cornell, USC, Biola, Pepperdine, Harvard, Stanford, and the United States Naval Academy. Let's give them a seniors, but let's remember that success is not measured solely by academic or professional achievements, but also by the impact that you have on the world around you. So seniors, use your talents and your skills to make a positive difference in the lives of others, whether it be through volunteering, mentoring, or simply being a good friend or being nice to others. Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." You have been given the gift of education, and it is now up to you to use it wisely and make a difference in the world. Now that may sound like a cliche, but it's really not. These students have worked extraordinarily hard. During lockdown, while other schools said, we could go on vacation, UHS said, let's keep going. And we did. And our students, these seniors that were just freshmen at the time, did. They kept going. And because of that, and all of this class in particular has had to experience and endure, I am left with this thought. While this class of seniors, they've had to experience the dichotomy of 2 extremes. The first side is that the world is a very difficult place. Who would have thought that they would have had to endure school closures, a worldwide pandemic, and mass faces for such a long period of time? I mean, no one could even make it up. But these seniors hung in there, and they made the most of it, which leads me to my second point, hope. These seniors taught us all to hope again. They taught us all to see the light, to see the sunshine through the shadows. We have all worried so much about the students and how they will recover from the pandemic, but honestly, I think it's we adults that have fared worse. We are the angry, surly, and disappointed ones, but not the seniors. I told you I was going to get bad. They give me hope because they are thriving. They come to school every day with a sense of purpose, a smile on their faces, and a song in their hearts. Nothing that this world threw at them was going to stop them. And seeing that inspires me every day. My wish is that it also gives all of you inspiration and hope. I am forever grateful to you, UHS senior class of 2023, for leading your school and your classmates out of the darkness, out of your pajamas, and out of the confines of your quarantine bedrooms and into the light, and for giving us all hope. Congratulations, class of 2023. You make us all proud. That went much better than it did at home. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce the founding teacher of University High School, Mr. Gerard Jones, so that we can begin the presentation of diplomas.
Superintendent Hickman, members of the board, faculty, parents, families, and guests. Whereas the students here gathered have successfully completed a high school curriculum that has been widely recognized and acknowledged as being among the most rigorous in the nation, and whereas they have consistently over the past 4 years demonstrated that they are truly understanding, honorable, and studious, and whereas they have distinguished themselves as exemplary young people by going above and beyond the requirements for graduation from high school, it is both an honor and a privilege to present the members of the University High School graduating class of 2023 for the awarding of their diplomas. Caden Zhang. Kevin Wu. Mia Isabel Euler. Jackson Giovanni Grander. Isabella Paz Muñiz Simunovich. Claire Anna Freeman. Ethan Robert Downer. New Me Marianne Dizon. Emily Elizabeth Elizondo. Anika Elaine Tiu Torres. Amy Murphy. Alam Kaur Kara. Francis Lay Santiago Medina. Amanda Krista Islas. Mohammed Osama Al Saber. Nafanua Meliane Tuisavalalo. Davani Anuksada Soyantisan Vongdara. Soraya Ledesma. Malika Piri. Michelle Denise Hollenbeck. Isabel Francesca Peters. Joshua James Takeuchi. Sky Lily Romo. Sofia Delfinia Guzman. Isabel Sophia Ong. Janelle Dane Rakina. Joanne Sofia de Leon Esteban. Eva Yihao Chen. Amy Leanne Gong. Andrew Lee. Philip Quinn Weimer. Chanrani Malia Cheng. Makoa Ian Upton Fuerte. Asa Andrew Fosnot Jr. Sofia Alexandra Baeza. Emma Marisa Sigala. Angel Jumali Gomez Cervantes. Carlo Alberto Martinez Rincon. Cameron Warmerdam. Isaac David Obert. Kushleen Kaur Kak. Annika Rose Aninon. Ryan Joseph Orik. Helena Maria Zubach. Gavin Isaac Flores. Dustin Allen Ross. William Dionysios Magulas. Benjamin Darwin Cedarloff. David Michael Ball, Jr. Vahe Sadoyan. Koirun Arkadie Manacharian. Alex Deep Singh Grewal. Tanner Duke Ellison. Rogelio Mejorado Rodriguez. Karma Marie Trineman. Kaylin Ariano Campos. Jessica Eve Rogers. Dala Eva Panapop. Chloe May Tabor. Aubrey Grace Hill. Blue Kalmbach. Tangela Tam Nguyen. Sienna Vang. Alan Fernando Lopez. Ava Gabriela Esselman. Victoria Abigail Ruiz. Jenna Mazen Al-Hindi. Caitlin Danielle Callahan. Rupen Hamamjian. Angelina Helen Johnson. William James Wilson. Olivia Rose Dansby. Mary Louise Dominique Hajirul. Nikki Lee Villasotes Garcia. Callie Elizabeth Joy Limdren. Janie Trin Her. Sierra Rose McCluskey. Nicholas Restrepo. Kevin Edward Wong. Minjun David Pak. Lauren Elizabeth Monzon Kong. Benjamin Reed Cords. Abigail Rose Vana. Emma Lucille Prescott. Ryan Paul Titipiu Tanakan. Nare Azizian. Luis Cortez Patricio. Yasmin Nadia Gill. Zuri Cuenca Lopez. Raha Azam. Saba Azam. Autumn Alyssa Molina. Isabella Eliana Singh. Shirley Deborah Rylander. Herat Hafte Yigsaw. Zephania Gonzalez. Maya Alatorre Kamet. Joshua Lawrence Enriquez. Simon James Salinas. Joby Daniel Callahan. Oscar Jaimes. Kennedy Ty Lopez. Braden Allen Keller. Emma Elizabeth Gomez. Logan Carrillo Guzman. Nikki Empis. Dario Puentes. Aisley Yvette Chavez. Amaldeep Singh Bawa. Xavier Maneja Adanzo. Aram Palladian. Ryan Chua Yulong Shu. Jordan Pierre Gonzalez. Bilal Kao.
Some of them are a little sweaty. Because these students are now graduates, it's time to turn the tassel. Jackson Grander and Isa Muniz Samunovich are the class president and vice president. Please stand and lead the graduates in this tradition. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the senior class of 2023. Please stand and join in the singing of the alma mater.
Thank